Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico, Director of Media Relations here at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head men's basketball coach Brady Bergeson. Brady, how are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good couple games last week. You got a chance to play against a couple Pac-12 schools at Oregon State and at Oregon. Kind of give us your feedback on both of those games.
Yeah, it was exactly what we needed this time of year. Two really good tests with two, really challenging opponents for us. And, by and large, we got what we wanted out of the weekend, meaning we got to test ourselves on a little bit bigger stage against some big physical athletes to provide some pressure. And what we were trying to do was really establish the trademarks that we've tried to put in place over the course of the last few weeks in practice. And I thought by and large we were able to do that. I think we had a hard time sustaining some of our efforts in patches. Certainly we got exposed for some weaknesses, particularly in the Oregon game with their athleticism and size and length when they cranked it up on us. That exposed us for some things that we need to get better at. And that was part of the process this weekend as well. Something that we really wanted to get out of it was to see where some of those holes are that we need to spend a little bit of extra time on.
And talk a little bit about the Oregon State game. First ever win against a Pac-12 school for your squad. It's a good 57-47 win. Andy Avgi had a good game. Jordan Wiley had a good game. We'll talk to him a little bit later in the show, but really kind of gave some publicity to the Wolves basketball team.
Well, obviously we were really pleased with the outcome. Specifically, what I got out of that experience and what I hope our guys got out of that was we had success in the latter minutes against a team, a formidable opponent that really came at us hard. And we went, from up 10 to, they were making a little run at us. And we showed the poise and character to withstand that run and get some good possessions and some, a couple critical stops, a couple critical baskets. And, the poise and resolve that it takes to win a battle like that on the road, no matter who you're playing against, is I think, a critical component of a good team and a competitive team. So that's what I was really proud of our team. Obviously, it was a great environment, a good experience for our guys, and so overall, more successful than not. Still, we saw plenty of things that needed to be cleaned up out of that, and we had a good practice on Saturday to clean some of those things up as well in preparation for Oregon.
And then let's move a little bit into that Oregon game. Same conference, Pac-12, different outcome there, but what did you guys take from that game?
So we were doing a lot of little things right early on. The first 6-7 minutes of the game, I think we had a 11-point lead built up that swung pretty quickly into an 11-point deficit at halftime. And the difference was our pattern of play. We stopped doing some of those really little things, the details that compile and compound into successful possessions and positive runs. And at the same time, you have to give them a lot of credit because they forced those errors. They cranked up the pressure on us a little bit. They took some avenues away from us, and we had a hard time adjusting to that. And they're a team with superior athleticism and talent. And so when they force mistakes, they capitalize on mistakes, and they do it fast. And that's exactly what happened. We had a hard time responding from that once they got going a little bit. And they ended up running away with it pretty good. So specifically, I thought we did a pretty good job defensively on a couple of their guys that we had targeted to do a good job. They exposed us. When they cranked up the pressure on some, they were, for instance, denying some leads that we weren't prepared for, and that sort of thing. And we, found some things offensively that were holes that we need to work on this week to get prepared for our regional matchups.
Well, at this time, let's bring in Jordan Wiley. He's a guard on the men's basketball team. He had a chance to compete in both of those games this week, and we'll welcome Jordan to the show today. Jordan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Give us a player's perspective on playing against Oregon State, being a Pac-12 opponent, as well as playing inside historic Gill Coliseum.
It was a lot of fun. First off, I've been rooting against the Beavers all my life, so couldn't be happier going in there and getting a chance to, beat them. But what stood out to me the most was last year our team had a bit of trouble finishing games, keeping a lead, and we actually had to lead that whole entire game, so it was nice to see that early on in the season.
And you talk about that lead from the start to the finish. You guys ran out to a quick 12-0 run to start out the game and then sustained that all the way to the 10-point victory. What do you think was the key to, first of all, getting that lead against the Beavers and then maintaining it right all the way through the final buzzer?
Just the little things. Our trademarks, we've been big on rebounding the ball, just the little things, getting off to the ball and pushing it. And I think when everyone's clicking, we have a good chance to compete.
And then talk a little bit about changing gears going into the Oregon game. Going into Matthew Knight Arena, once again a Pac-12 opponent. What do you think the difference was from Friday night to Sunday night?
We got exposed to a lot of different things this weekend, which was great because that's what exhibition games are all about, so we know what we need to improve on. But they were just a run and gun team. I think they could rebound at 1 through 5 and lead the break, so it was tough to slow them down in transition.
And then Jordan, as you look at the Beaver game versus the Duck game, how are you going to take those through the rest of the season as it officially kicks off this week down in San Diego?
Just go back, look at game film, see what we need to improve on, and go from there.
Well, Jordan, we thank you for joining us this year, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
And Brady, as we look kind of towards this week, you guys are officially kicking off the regular season down in San Diego with the GNAC Pac West Challenge. You've got Point Loma Nazarene the first night, Fresno Pacific the second night. What are you guys really looking to do to start this year right?
We're really focused on us right now. We've seen what we can expect from Point Loma. We'll be very prepared for that first game as best we can be. But this whole week of practice is about fixing us up and work on some of the things that we were exposed for over the weekend. And we'll get at it with great energy, and we'll be excited to be playing for real in these big regional matchups this weekend. Point Loma is very good. They won 20 games last year, and they won a postseason national championship with that NCCAA. Anytime you have returners off of a team that runs deep into a playoff, you've got a really poised group with a lot of good experience and battle tested. So that's what we'll be running into on Friday. We're excited for the challenge.
Well, and then you guys come back home a week from this Friday. You guys host your own tournament, the Doubletree D2 Shootout. You've got a couple big schools coming in there, so we'll be definitely talking about that next week. If anybody wants to get tickets for those games, you can go on to WOUWolves.com. We have the option to buy tickets on there. Brady, we wish you good luck.
Thank you.
This weekend. We'll see you guys next week, and as always, go Wolves.